Chaos control! Hey folks, this is the one and only Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm speeding at you from the internet faster than the speed of sound, but strangely enough, only about as fast as the fiber optic cable will carry me. With me tonight is the one and only Sally Acorn. Sally, how you doing?
Hey, great to be with you again.
As ever. Folks, basically what we're doing here today, if you haven't seen this before, we're doing a game called Would You Rather, which is basically where, in this case, me and Sally are going to look at questions based on the options, each of us will give our own responses to the question, and then from there, see whether or not one of us was in the majority or not. This is all just for fun. There are no winners and losers, and honestly, some of these are going to be a little insane, and if you've never seen some of these before, well, if you've ever watched any of our previous Would You Rathers, you'll see what we're talking about, maybe. And if not, you can always just go back and watch some of our previous Would You Rathers and go from there. So you ready, Sal?
Yep, sure am.
All right, we're starting out with the first one. Would you rather have a Pepsi or have a Coke? And I don't know why this thing automatically went to the answers, but whatever. So anyway, I personally don't drink soda. I'm wired enough as it is. So what about you?
Yeah, neither do I, actually.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have needed the caffeine. I mean, that would probably have just made your hands like unsteady during your experiments and everything. Because you're big into like the whole scientific development. You and Tails, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what our next one is. Would you rather shotgun a beer or I don't drink alcohol?
Neither do I.
So yeah, at this point, who cares? Would you rather discover the Loch Ness Monster or discover... Okay, now this is interesting. I honestly have fought some of Robotnik's machines that kind of look like they say the Loch Ness Monster is supposed to look, but I don't think that counts.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Honestly, this is an interesting question because honestly, I would be fine for either or. Just because, I mean, like if you look at some of the stuff from like the History Channel or Ancient Aliens, I mean, some of the people have said these things talk, referring to the Sasquatch. But at the same time, just like either way, I could go with either one. What about you?
Yeah, I'm honestly the same.
Let's see what the crowd thinks. Oh wow! Apparently, more people would rather go and talk to Nessie than they would to talk to Bigfoot. Again, to be
Wow.
fair, I mean, here's the kicker: Sasquatch is also the name of a comic book character. So, I mean, you're just discovering a mutant who's already out there. Let's see. Would you rather sleep in a room a little too warm or sleep in a room a little too cold? You know, I'm not even sure how to respond to this one.
Actually, I would prefer a little too cold. Just because I don't know, I feel like I sleep better in the cold than in the heat.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we weren't exactly. I mean, anybody who's seen the show or read the comics knows that. I mean, initially, Knothole was just a village of, like, I mean, we had electricity and all. I mean, I put that entirely down to you and a couple of the others with your ability to get stuff working with it. I mean, plus Knothole was, I think, wired for electricity before we even got there to begin with. That was a whole thing. It was meant to be a fallback spot in case something weird happened. But, I mean, honestly, I've been all over Mobius. I've been outside, I've been inside, and honestly, I think if I had to pick, I think I'd rather be a little bit too warm just because when you move as fast as I do, you kind of interpret temperature a little differently, you know?
That makes sense.
Let's see what the crowd thinks. I guess
Wow.
you're in the lead there on that one, Sal. That's a little interesting.
Nice.
Let's see what else we got here. What the hell? I'm right with you there, Sal. This one is disgusting. This is one of the ones that we said was a little weird enough. Like, do they realize we don't wear pants? Like, we are anthropomorphic creatures. You wear more clothes than I do. You've got a vest and boots. I've got literally gloves, socks, and shoes. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Like, so let's just move on. That one's disgusting. Would you rather be a U.S. senator or be the U.S. president? That would be kind of interesting because now I don't know if you've actually gotten a chance to study the American governmental system, Sal, but I've actually, obviously been working with it for a while because of the whole thing with the two movies and everything. But as I understand it, for the most part, the president doesn't have a lot of political power unless there's like a straight up conflict going on in which he's considered like the commander in chief of the armed forces. But for the most part, like he can't even really stop laws from being put into place if the Senate and the House of Representatives, which makes up Congress. I almost said the Senate and Congress, but they're literally like the Senate is part of Congress. If the Congress really wants to push something through, even if the president tries to block it, all they got to do is go through the voting process again, push it through, and they can override his veto. So I mean, the president is kind of a celebrity. Most people don't know who the senators are or who the representatives are over in the lower chamber, the House of Representatives. I don't know. I mean, President Sonic just sounds weird, don't you think?
I don't know. I think it's quite fitting for you, but I wouldn't mind being president just so that people can recognize me again.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, Sal. You are the Princess of Mobius, so people in Mobius would already know you, and you've got a pretty good fan base here on Earth. But yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, if it were out of the two of us, I would probably see you as more likely to be in the position of a president or even a senator because I mean you basically got to sit around all day. I mean you know me. I'm not good at sitting around for hours on end. I've got to be on the move.
Mm-hmm.
So which would you rather do, president or senator?
Probably president.
Let's see what the crowd thinks. Oh, you're in the lead there then.
Okay.
There you go. Let's see. Would you rather constantly have wrinkled clothes or never have tooth? Let's see. No matter how long you ironed your clothes, they would be wrinkled. You could brush your teeth with nothing but water and a plain toothbrush and no mouthwash. That's how I brush my teeth most of the time anyway. I
Hmm.
don't really have I don't really have time to worry about like, toothpaste or mouthwash. It's just like get it done and go. Just get the teeth clean.
Hmm.
And again, neither of us wear clothes. Well, I mean, you got the vest and the boots, and I've got like the socks, gloves, and shoes. But I guess the shoes don't really count as clothes. That's more footwear.
I
I
think
mean, either way, it's like I'm literally just sitting around in gloves and socks.
Yeah, I think we get our clothes wrinkled anyway from all the battles and everything,
Yeah,
so
pretty much. I mean, and plus, like, correct me if I'm wrong. The vest you've got, I'm assuming you've got socks as well, because like
mhm.
I'm not going to worry about what you're wearing underneath the boots, but I would think socks would help with shock absorption. At least they do for me. But I mean, isn't your vest basically hand wash only anyway?
That's a good point.
So yeah, I don't think it matters. Let's just see what the crowd thinks. Apparently, most of them would rather have wrinkled clothes.
Wow.
Let's see. Would you rather live in a world where everything is written in Comic Sans or live in a world where the only music that existed was Call Me Maybe? Imagine reading this in Comic Sans or listen to Call Me Maybe wherever you. Honestly, I've never heard the song that they're talking about and
I have.
oh well that makes one of us. Honestly, I don't think either one of these really. My handwriting's atrocious anyway.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah.
I think music would be slightly more annoying if it was all the same, so
Yeah. I mean, so I'm assuming you'd rather go with the font being Comic Sans.
yeah.
Yeah, let's see what the crowd thinks. Apparently, they agree with you.
Mhm. Seems like the crowd loves me today.
Let's see. Would you rather have Reddit take up 90% of your day or have 9gag take up 90% of your have you even heard of the other one? I know what Reddit is.
I've heard of 9gag. Uh
What is it?
Actually, I wasn't even aware it was a website. I know it's like a page on social media that they post some pretty popular trends, I
So
think.
basically, so with like 9gag, it's like almost like joke memes or something then?
Not exactly.
Huh.
I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I've heard the name. I just don't discover it a lot.
I've never even heard that much, honestly. So I honestly like I don't even use Reddit. I mean, I at least know what Reddit is. I just don't use it. You know what I'm saying?
I think from what I've heard, maybe I would rather take 9gag up of my
Well,
day.
let's see what the crowd thinks. Apparently that puts you in the minority here. 'Cause, like
Hmm.
again, I don't even know what 9gag is, so I got nothing there. Let's see what our next question is. Ooh.
Hmm.
Would you rather be Batman or be Superman? And wow, honestly, like the sad thing is, if anybody's read the comics, they know that technically there are alternate versions of me that have been both.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was like our first time dealing with like a bunch of like alternate versions of me jumping in from the cosmic interstate, which I think might have been, I think was only like the first, I think it was the first time you would ever encounter the cosmic interstate at that point. And then we started dealing with like anti-Sonic or Scourge as he's calling himself now. So, but honestly, like given if I have to choose, I mean, I've kind of done, like I said, I've kind of done both because again with the whole alternate reality thing, but if it were me, I don't know, I think I would go with Superman. I mean, I've already got the super speed, it's just the addition of everything else.
I think for me, I would rather be Batman.
Well, that fits. I mean, you're definitely a more cerebral person by comparison to me. Me, it's like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like in a fight, clearly you got to think, but at the same time, it's like I'm not that meticulous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, plus I enjoy his moral standards and like not killing anybody.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's like even Superman's the same way with that. I mean, that hasn't got any difference. But in fact, that's probably one of the reasons they get along so well.
Makes
So
sense.
let's just see what the crowd thinks. See who's who. Very close this one. I think it's like
Wow.
yeah, I think it's like what, like 8% difference?
Hmm.
This was almost right down the middle. Let's see, would you rather be able? I'm gonna take breathe underwater because I can already fly when I'm using the Chaos Emeralds. What about you?
I think yeah, being able to fly makes more sense for me.
You've actually done that before. Don't forget.
Yeah,
So,
and
all
that
right,
was
let's see.
fun.
Yep. Wow, I'm definitely in the minority there, but I guess. Let's see. Would you rather die by the electric chair or lethal injection?
I feel like
There's some really morbid people out there. Have you noticed that?
totally. I go for the electric chair.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, it would seem more interesting. Plus, it'd be next to instantaneous anyway.
Wow.
There are some strange people in the world. Let's see, would you rather be adopted or adopt a child? I'm technically in a well, my whole parental situation is kind of weird. I mean, my parents were turned into robots, so for a long time I was technically an orphan being raised by Uncle Chuck. It's a whole thing. And I mean, one could argue I kind of adopted Tails, at least in the games. And in the show and the comics and everything, I mean, we all kind of took care of him anyway. I mean your dad was like lost in another dimension. Your mother was in suspended animation for a while. So I mean, we've kind of both done both of these.
Yeah, and I feel like being adopted would like be more celebratory, I guess.
Celebratory, I think you mean?
Yeah.
Let's see what the crowd thinks. Again, very close. Again, like roughly, was it roughly like a 14% difference here? That's not bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. You're playing Connect 4 against an emotionally unstable man with an explosive temper. Would you rather take him down or let him win? So wait, so this is basically what if I was playing against Robotnik? I mean, come on! Like, let's be honest. We both know Robotnik is an emotionally unstable man. Like, the dude tried to conquer the planet because of his ego.
Yeah, for this, I
Take him
I think
down, right?
well, I think it depends on the deal that he makes with the game. But if we aren't making any deals, then I'd let him win.
But we're not, there's no deals involved. It's just playing the game. He just happens to be emotionally unstable. It's like, again, I mean, like, I say take him down, you say let him win. Let's see what the crowd thinks. Oh, wow, this was split right down the
Ooh.
middle, literally. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and our guy in the studio really needs to stop swiveling the mouse so fast. Giving me friggin' like motion sickness. Anyway, would you rather be a gangster or be a? Is there really a difference? I mean, if you listen to the conspiracy theories, some people think Freemasons basically are gangsters. They're just better at hiding it.
That's tough.
You know, honestly, the weird thing is, I remember going to an alternate reality where, like, for a while I didn't realize who I was, and I was kind of dressed up like a private eye from like an old black and white movie from Earth's like film noir period. So I mean, I can pull off the look, which is weird because it's like me dressing up in anything other than the shoes and socks and the gloves and all. I've never really found myself thinking of doing that, but I guess it. I guess sometimes if you can pull off the look, I mean, I've seen the Freemasons and they have some interesting. Well, I've seen pictures of what Freemasons are supposed to look like. Anyway, and I mean, honestly, I guess it would come down to what either one of them was doing at the time, because I mean, if I was a gangster, I'd technically be a bad guy, and that's kind of Scourge's department. But I
Yeah,
mean,
Freemason just sounds nicer.
well, no, because that kind of sounds like you're somebody who's screaming Freemason. It's like, what the hell does Perry Mason have to do with this? It's like, seriously, like, first off, like, Raymond Burr is dead, so it's not like he can come back to do more of these. Second off, Perry Mason was never put in jail in any of these shows. It's like, whatever. Let's just see what the crowd thinks. Ooh, this one was literally only like a 2% difference. That's pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I mean, I've technically done both, and I'm not really a fan of either. Although, I mean, Knuckles is a big fan of grapes, so.
Yeah, I mean, pies are yummy, although it depends on the pie.
Now, like I said, I've never been a big fan of pies, but I mean, at least with the pie, it's like a pie versus a grape. I mean, at least you know the pie would be more filling.
Right, that's my point.
You know what I would love to see somebody do? Bacon pie.
Huh.
Yeah, instead of like apple or any other stuff they put in a pie, make it out of bacon. I would love to see somebody do it just for the weird factor.
Huh, that's interesting. All right.
Let's see what the crowd thinks. And I guess, yeah, looks like we're both in the majority on that one, so.
Nice.
Let's see. Would
Oh,
you
boy.
rather have a terrible audition on American Idol or get a ridiculously easy question wrong on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And both episodes would be, I don't think it matters. It's like I like, despite what they seem to think when they cast me for like this whole Sonic Underground thing where there's like me and two other hedgehogs, you know, as siblings in a band. It's like, I can't really sing to save my life. I mean, even Rotor pretty much thought that, you know, my rock styling wasn't that great. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was great.
Honestly,
I mean, the music may not be my thing, but
yeah. Well, rock is my jam. So,
mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't think I really care about either one of these. What about you?
I feel like American Idol would be less embarrassing, but that's just me.
I don't know. I think you got a good singing voice.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome. Let's see what the crowd thinks. Oh, wow. I mean, it's not as close as the others, but this is still like an 18% difference. That's pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Would you rather, all right. Would you rather control the elements, with the elements being fire, water, earth, and air, or control time? I mean,
Wow, that's tricky.
yeah, I mean, like, with the Chaos Emeralds, I can do some crazy stuff, but I never really stopped to think about it until we got to this question. It's like, oh, wait. For the clarification, apparently, I guess there's a band called The Elements because they tried to refer to it as a musical sensation. Wait, control a rock band? Wouldn't that be more interesting? Well, no, I've already done that, and it didn't really work out very well for me. Wow, that I just realized how stupid that was the minute it came out of my mouth. I mean, I one could argue I can technically do both of these when I've got the Chaos Emerald or the Super Emeralds or even the Ultra Emeralds. So I don't. What about you, Sal? I can honestly, I've done both. Never really stopped to think about it, but I've done both.
That's tough. I'm still trying to think myself. Maybe control time?
We've done that technically with the Time Stones. Well, no, that's not so much controlling time. That's not so much controlling time so much as that's traveling through time. And I've done the same thing with the Time Stone, because the Time Stones themselves were in one of my games, but then they were also in our show. So that's what. Let's see what the crowd thinks. Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess a lot of people want to be able to control time. Guess they don't want to be late for anything. Let's see. Hang on. Let's see. Would you rather go to a gunfight with a pellet pistol or go to a knife fight with a butter knife? The pellet pistol is full and the butter knife is standard. I'm going to assume they would have to be, but wait, is there a different kind of butter knife that I'm not aware of? I mean, a butter knife is a butter knife, right? There's no real variation in that, right?
Yeah, and I feel like the butter knife wouldn't be as powerful as a pellet pistol.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with the pellet pistol myself. I don't know about you, but it's like a butter knife is dull. It's not gonna do as much damage.
Right, exactly.
So, well, yeah, let's go with the pellet pistol. One sec here.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Had to clear something out of my throat. Yeah, that's weird. I guess I don't know, maybe people haven't watched enough Indiana Jones. Let's see. Would you rather have all the phobias known to mankind, have to slowly skin your family and pets? What?
Oh, no.
What lunatic made this? Skip.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. Would you rather be the first killed in a group or the last killed in a group? Picking last doesn't make you the hero who wins or the murderer himself. You are the last victim.
I'd rather be the last killed.
So you'd rather watch everybody else go?
Well, I say it for the reason that I mean I have the brains and the I'm more the strength in the team, so I don't know.
Here's the thing, if I was the first killed in a group, I could probably kill the killer. I mean, these spines aren't for show, Sal.
That's true, huh?
Yeah, I mean, my quills are. I mean, you've seen what I can do to the badniks and everything. It's like they come after
Yeah.
me. It's like they're like if I'm the first one in there, like the rest of the group survives either way, even if I die.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, I've got enough rings on me. I'm gonna get a one up anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see what the crowd thinks. Wow.
Ooh.
Huh, well, there you go. Let's see what our next question is. Would you rather be wow? Would you rather be homeless or be a slave? Being a slave means an unpaid servant that can't quit or leave. This is not necessarily a slave in the historical sense. That is what a slave is in the historical sense. Do these people understand the concept?
I'd rather be homeless, honestly,
I mean,
because
if
manual
you,
labor.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you get right down to it, I mean, for most of the games, like, they never actually stay where the hell I live, so I'm technically homeless anyway, so go with homeless. And
Oh,
apparently
wow.
we're in the majority on that together.
Nice.
Would you rather work 10 hours a day, 4 days a week, or work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week? Yeah, so that basically comes to the same thing. The only difference is how many days you're working. It doesn't. It's literally the same hours.
Hmm.
I mean, unless my math is completely off, which is fully possible. You've always been better at the sciences and the stuff than I have. So,
Well, if
but
there's always more work that needs to be done, then I would go for the 8 hours, 5 days.
honestly, like, yeah, let's see what the crowd. Because, like, for me, it's the same hours, just different amount of days. You're still working a 40-hour week. Huh.
Hmm.
I guess more people would rather have the day off, I guess. Well, technically, have the extra day off because, like, most people get the weekend off anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, would you rather watch the sad SPCA commercial over and over, or watch bad workout infomercials over and over? What's the sad SPCA commercial?
I don't know.
Wow, see, this is one of those ones where it's like I don't have context for half the question.
Hmm.
I mean, I understand what a bad workout infomercial is. But I've never heard of a sad SPCA commercial. I mean, they're all kind of depressing to begin with, but like if they're saying like there's one specific one, it's like I got nothing.
I mean, if it's telling you to watch the same thing over and over compared to watching several different things over and over, I would go with the bad workout infomercials.
Yeah, I mean, at least you get some variety out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently we're in the lead on that one because people don't want to be depressed.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, let's see. What the hell? Would you rather kill your daughter to save an entire country from a huge catastrophe, or be the cause of the catastrophe that destroys a country, but in either scenario, you have a daughter? Okay, strictly speaking, in an alternate future timeline, we have had kids,
Mm-hmm.
but I think even she'd be going WTF at this.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, 'cause seriously, like, I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, even Sonia, and that's the name of the kid, as well as the name of my supposed sister in Sonic Underground. Either way, they'd be looking at us like, why the hell are they even asking this question? I don't know. I think whoever wrote this is on drugs.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I don't
Is it-
care. Honestly, it's like, neither one of these make any sense.
Should we just see what the crowd thinks?
Yeah, let's see. Wow. Okay. At least most people here aren't into infanticide, but okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see our next question here. Would you rather have your fingers become hot dogs forever, or have your tears be relatively acidic? Your fingers can be eaten, but crying will burn or irritate. If that's the case, it's like, why wouldn't you want to have like food readily available at any given time?
Yep, all you have to do is just dip your fingers in some chili, and then there you go, you got your chili
Okay,
dogs.
seriously, Sal, seriously. That's only for the show. I'm a cheese dog man. But no, I mean seriously, it's like I'm assuming that you're like if it's like your fingers are hot dogs forever and can be eaten, then you're never gonna run out of hot dogs. So you're always gonna have food at hand. So yeah, I would probably go with the hot dogs.
Okay, yeah, I would too.
Wow, apparently there are a lot of masochists out there. I mean, seriously, like 67% would rather have their tears be relatively acidic. They would want to be like seriously, they would rather like have constantly irritated skin than a consistent source of food? What the hell? Would you rather have
Ooh,
portal gun or the gravity gun? Now, I know
wow.
what the portal gun is. What's the gravity gun? Is that another gun in Portal?
Yeah, it's in Gary's mod.
Huh. I've never Never actually played the game, so but
I feel like the portal gun is more reliable for transport, so.
well, plus it would also like again, like the gravity gun would just slow other things down. So I'm like, I'm already faster than most things. I mean, the portal gun would at least keep me from running into walls.
Whoa.
Apparently, we're definitely in the majority there. So
Nice.
let's see. Would you rather randomly go limp or be deaf? Can happen at any time and is not preventable. I'm assuming that's what the randomly go limp is, the happen anytime. And the be like honestly, I have no answer to this because I mean, being deaf would suck, and randomly going limp would potentially lead to being killed.
Yeah, that is tough.
Hmm.
I kind of want to be deaf just for my health.
Yeah. I mean, if you randomly go limp, you could crack your skull open. So yeah, let's see what the crowd thinks. Wow, I guess people really like to be able to hear. I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Would you rather magically flip genders every year or be forced to move and start fresh every year? When you move, you have to start again in the new location. This includes friends, job, etc. Honestly, just for the weird factor, I think I'd rather do the magical gender swap.
Me too.
Yeah, let's see what the crowd thinks then. And apparently, we're not the only ones. We definitely got the majority here.
Must have some loyal LGBTQ people out here.
It may not even be that, and I really wish our guy in the studio would stop looking at the clock. We'll be done when we're done. Let's see. Would you rather have a one night stand or have a friend with Ben? Wow, there are a lot of people out there who are obsessed with sex. But honestly, I would take the friend with benefits if I had to choose, simply because at least you'd be able to A, see them again, and B, be able to have meaningful conversations. I mean, a one night stand, you're probably never going to see them again.
Right, yeah, I'm the same way.
Hmm. Well, let's see what the crowd thinks. And apparently, again, we're
Nice.
definitely in the majority on there. Almost, we've got this like literally it's like an 83%. I think that's the highest we've had on the majority scale so far.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what our next one is. Would you rather lose your hand or lose your
Lose your
mind?
mind.
I like I that was entirely my fault. I misread that because I was like reading it as it was coming in. So would you rather lose your mind or lose your significant other? Well,
Lose my mind.
people tell me I'm crazy anyway, so it's like, why not? So yeah, like if I lose my mind, at least I know I'll be able to find it again. I'm that fast.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what the crowd thinks. And again, there's only like about an 8% difference here, but we're definitely in the majority.
Nice.
Let's see. Would you rather use a touch screen on all your devices, including mobile, tablets, whatever, or use a mouse and keyboard on all your devices? Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Huh. I feel like a touch screen would be well, I think it's oh man.
Well, remember, Sal, you've used like a regular keyboard and mouse in Knothole, and Nicole is kind of a mixture of buttons and touch screen. Plus, she's got that whole hologram thing. And this is back when she was just that weird handheld computable portal bleh. I cannot words right now. When she was that handheld portable computer thing before she got her own body. I mean, doesn't she still also have that as an extra backup body for when she's not anywhere near us, but we still need her help anyway? I think that was what was going on in the comics, but
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we need more touch screen devices
the weird
in
thing
Knothole.
is, as weird as it is, I mean, I can understand that, but for me, like, there's something a little bit more satisfying about having that tactile sense of touch with the keys, which I know is
Hmm.
weird coming from me, considering like I'm all about moving fast. But there are some things where even I like just that tactile sensation. You know what I'm saying? Like with a touchscreen, I just worry I'm smudging the glass.
Something tells me you're a little bit touch hungry for cuddles.
I will neither confirm nor deny that, but no, I'm talking about when it comes to like computers, it's like, because, like, again, remember how fast I move? Like, I go to tap a screen. I mean, am I moving slow enough that I'm not going to break the glass? I mean, at least with the buttons, I know what I'm doing.
Well, you have to keep in mind the computer may not be as fast as you.
Yes, but at least I know I can keep myself to a speed that it can actually keep up with. Whereas if I'm trying to do this on a touch screen, Like, I'm moving so fast because I expect it to move faster because they say touchscreen is supposed to be faster than keyboard and mouse. But at the same time, yeah, that's a brain breaker in my case. Let's see what the crowd thinks.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you got the majority here with this one, so that's kind of interesting. Let's see. Would you rather have to eat tree bark for one meal a day, or have to pour cold milk over everything you eat? The bark is from a pine tree, and the milk volume is similar to the average cereal use. Um, I'll be honest, I would go with the milk.
Yeah, seems that seems more doable.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, with this way, you could always just pour the cold milk over like a hot dog or something, wait for it to dry off, put it in the microwave, and boom, you're done.
Mhm.
Let's see what we got here. And apparently, again, this is very close too. Like only like a
Wow.
12% difference. That's pretty good. Next, let's see. Would you rather be a ghost or be a demon? Okay, that's an interesting one because one could argue that some people, and some people will argue this, that ghosts technically are demons. So
Yeah.
that's kind of interesting. I mean, I think I would almost rather be a demon because you have more abilities at your command. Plus, I mean, could you imagine using demonic powers to just screw with Robotnik?
I would think a demon would be on Robotnik's side.
Not necessarily, because here's the thing. Like, demon and angel for the longest time were effectively synonymous depending on what culture you were coming from, and they weren't always
Oh.
evil. And demons don't necessarily have to be evil, they just, don't necessarily have to be from heaven. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at the Ghost
Hmm.
Rider. I mean, the Ghost Rider's a good guy and he's a demon. Well, depending on which Ghost Rider, but you get what the idea.
Huh. I don't know. I'd probably go for the demon then when you put it that way.
Yeah, so like definitely the demon then. And I guess more people just want to be a wandering spirit. Go figure. Next, would you rather become a Spartan from Halo or become a cog from Gears of War? And like this is based on the video games. Now I've never played Gears of War, but I've been told that the cogs are probably the equivalent of the Halo Spartans. But I got to admit, I mean, Master Chief just comes off as like badass. So, plus I played the Halo games, so I mean, at least for me, I think I'd want to be a Spartan. What about you?
I haven't played either game, so it's hard for me to choose. But I don't know. Probably a
Have you ever seen the Halo anime, Halo Legends, or watched any of the
no.
gameplay?
I have seen a little bit of gameplay.
So, well, there you go. Well, there you go. I'm like, I'm assuming from both games or just the one.
Just Halo.
Yeah, I mean, because like I've played Halo, so I mean, like, yeah. Let's see what the crowd thinks. And I
Oh
guess
wow.
Halo, yeah, I guess Halo pretty much trumps the Gears of War here. Let's see what our next one is. Let's see. Would you rather fight a horde of 400 zombies is quickly approaching? Would you rather fight the zombies alongside a dragon while using a crossbow, or fight the zombies alongside four gorillas while using an assault rifle? The zombies are the fast kind seen in 28 Days Later and Left for Dead. The dragon can fly, breathe fire, and comes with a saddle. The gorillas are highly trained firearms experts and also armed with assault rifles. In both cases, you have enough ammo to finish the job. Wouldn't the dragon basically fry most of them anyway on the first shot? It's a fire breather.
Yeah,
I mean, I would go with the dragon. Just like we worked with a dragon.
that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
I mean, granted, Dulcie uses ice, not fire, but I mean, I would go with the dragon just because the dragon would barbecue them on the first shot.
Yeah.
And we're definitely in the majority there. Let's see. Would you rather have Gandalf as your granddad or Dumbledore as your granddad? Well, the funny thing is, and I'm going to say this right now, technically Gandalf is supposed to be an angel if you've read through the lore of the Middle Earth sequence, and he actually tops Dumbledore in one very specific way. He does manage to come back from the dead, although he does eventually kind of move on to like living. I don't know. I don't know how that whole thing works. I don't know. Honestly, that'd be because I know Dumbledore's got a hilarious sense of humor.
Hmm.
Like if you've read the books, Dumbledore is friggin' hilarious when he wants to be, and he's really got a good sense of humor. Of like because like literally like, the first time they see him in Hogwarts, or let's just say when the first time Harry sees him, the first thing he does is like what is it? Nitwit, Oddwint, Blubber, and Tweak are the words he wants to say before the sorting. Like that was his big speech. And then there's like seriously, they get to like what is it, like book 4, and he announces the Triwizard Tournament, and I think it's either Fred or George says you're joking, and he stops his announcement to go, I'm not joking, but I do know a good one about a witch, a hag, and a troll who all go into a bar or something to that effect. So he's definitely good for a laugh when the situation calls for it, and he can also be serious when the situation calls for it. Gandalf, for the most part, I mean, aside from that first bit at the start of the Lord of the Rings when he's going to visit Frodo and Bilbo for like Bilbo's 110th wedding or birthday, I think it's birthday. That's the only time we really see him laugh or anything until the end of the whole story. So it's like Dumbledore finds a chance to find moments to put humor into even the darkest situations. Whereas Gandalf, he's more powerful. He does come back from the dead, but he's really just kind of a downer.
Well, for me, I would say I don't need more humor because I enjoy your jokes enough.
Well, thank you for that. I mean, like, I'm talking like what, because the situation here is like both of these are very powerful wizards. The difference is their personalities, and to me, it's like I mean, this is part of the reason why I enjoy hanging out with you. You've always had like that serious streak in you. There's no denying that. But at the same time, you've started to loosen up and find ways to get a little bit more humor in your life, and that kind of strikes me as almost like a Dumbledore type personality. Like, I mean,
Uh-huh.
you're not all doom and gloom every moment of the day, except for like at the beginning and the end of a story.
Still, I think I would rather go for Gandalf.
Well, let's see what the crowd thinks. Oh,
Whoa!
right down the middle, right down the middle. So that see, I kind of had a feeling with that because Gandalf is like such a well-known and beloved figure from like the early part of Earth's 20th century, and everybody knows who he is. But at the same time, you've also got like Dumbledore, who's like right at the tail end of the 20th century, beginning of this century, and they both made their mark. I mean, I think they're saying in the back of the studio we got time for 2 more questions, which I didn't know we were on a time limit because, quite frankly, is I'm willing to keep going as long as you are, but whatever. But yeah, it's like honestly, I'm not surprised this is split right down the middle when you get right down to it.
Yeah, although it looks like there are a higher quantity of votes for Dumbledore.
Not by much. I think it's grand total of 7,020 grand total because you got 562, 374 for Gandalf and 569, 394. So it's really not that big of a gap.
Yeah.
So, all right, next question. Let's see. Would you rather, wait, if you were trapped in a cage, would you rather be trapped with a tame tiger or be trapped with a rabid squirrel? I'm going to go with the tiger for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Nobody wants rabies. Plus, like, we're animal beings. We're effectively vulnerable to rabies a lot more than humans ever were. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
with Team Tiger.
Same.
And yeah, apparently so is everybody else who's sane anyway. All right, so now this should theoretically be the last one unless you want to keep going, Sal. Do you want to keep going?
I got things I need to do.
All right, so Skip.
Yeah, that's depressing.
Also, Skip, this is disgusting. Okay. Would you rather perform petty thievery for a living or perform grand larceny for a living? And who knows if you will ever get caught? We've technically done both. I mean, granted, Robotnik was literally in charge, so there's no difference anymore, and there's certainly no courts. But I mean, we've technically done both of these, just stealing from his junkyards or raiding his factories.
I'm looking up
Grand
what
larceny is
larceny is, but
like grand theft, basically. Like
um
imagine pulling off a job where you basically raid Fort Knox.
uh-huh.
So it's like yeah,
Who knows if you'll get caught.
yeah, like
Um
so this is like, would you rather be a petty thief for a living, or would you rather think? All right, have you ever seen the movie Ocean's 11?
No,
Okay, damn. I'm trying to think of a good heist movie that would make sense.
I don't watch a lot of heist movies,
Neither
actually.
do I, which is kind of the problem. Just oh wait. Okay, okay. Have you ever seen the Mission Impossible movies?
No,
Oh god damn it, Sal. Um,
I'm out of touch with movies. I'm sorry.
I've got to sit you down and introduce you to some of the classics. Honestly, I really do. Um, okay. And I swear, if the answer to this is no, I am reserving the right to point and laugh for the next 5 minutes. Have you ever seen The Dark Knight?
No, but I've heard of it.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Grand larceny. All right. Have you ever watched the Batman animated series?
No.
Oh my god, Sal, what are you doing in your off hours, girl? What do you watch in your off hours? What seriously, what shows do you watch in your off hours? How do you like not watch TV or movies at all?
I mean, I've watched like Disney and anything that's like in modern.
Sally, I have really got to sit you down and introduce you to some of the classics. Superman the animated series, Batman the animated series, Justice League. Like, oh my god.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. It's just this is hilarious on so many levels. Okay, all right. You know what a bank robber is?
Yes.
That's grand larceny.
Okay. I feel
And
like I would not want to risk getting caught so much, so maybe petty thievery.
see, I would go with the grand larceny just because I'm fast enough to do either one, and at least grand larceny gets you more money.
Hmm.
Let's see what the crowd thinks. Yeah, more people would go for the money.
Okay.
Sal, I gotta tell you. Like honestly, if it weren't for the fact that you've got some stuff to do, I would love to have kept going with this. But this was fun. We definitely got to do more of this. And I get the feeling we're probably going to be skipping a lot of these questions because some of these are probably going to be repeats in the future. Either way, Sally. I swear to whoever or whatever up there is listening, I have got to sit you down on one of our date nights and introduce you to some classic TV and films. Seriously, you've never seen The Dark Knight.
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, like I thought everybody had seen the Dark Knight trilogy. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. Like oh god, Sal, I've got to sit you down and make you watch this stuff sometime.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's just that a lot of these movies aren't my thing.
Sal, come on. It's a superhero movie. Everybody enjoys those.
Yeah,
Eh,
but I feel like we've done a lot in our adventures already. It's like I don't need to see more.
yeah, but we've never gone on a quest to steal money or kick the crap out of a guy dressed like a bat or to watch the guy
True.
dressed up like a bat kill, not kill, but beat the crap out of a killer clown.
Mm-hmm.
Like seriously, there's so much. Like ever since we got done with the cartoon and the comics, it's like I don't know what you do with your spare time, but seriously, I've got to introduce you to more pop culture. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. All right, so folks, that was the Would You Rather, and we've apparently found out just how little Sal knows about pop culture with this. So I'm gonna start working on introducing her to some of the classics, whether that be TV shows, anime, movies, video games, because Lord only knows this poor girl has not been in that many video games herself. She was only ever in Sonic Spinball, and I'm still pissed at Sega for that, because quite frankly, you need to be in more games. But either way, this is Sonic and Sally. We're speeding out. Have a good night.